Hello everyone, my name is Victor Garcia and today I will be talking about why colleges should prioritize affordable textbooks. Many people around the world aspire to receive higher education, which is typically viewed as one of the best investments a person can make. This decision, however, comes with big financial challenges that make people hesitate. The overall payment must not only cover tuition and housing, but also textbooks required for the courses and often expensive for students. According to Becker, many students are forced to delay buying textbooks, register in fewer classes, or even withdraw from courses due to their inability to afford the required materials. Colleges and professors should prioritize affordable textbooks because lower costs remove financial barriers that limit students' academic success, reduce delays in degree completion, and expand equal access to higher education, although some argue that educational quality should be placed above cost. College textbooks have become significantly more expensive over the years. Among the factors that have contributed to these rising costs are the regular release of new editions, supplemental materials, textbook selections, and digital access codes that cannot be reused or shared. Consequently, many students are left with no choice but to spend hundreds of dollars each semester on required course materials. The higher prices of textbooks can potentially affect students' academic success by modifying their behavior toward classes during the semester. If the required materials for a specific class are too pricey, many students are forced to delay or even worse, avoid buying them altogether. As a result, they cannot complete assignments, keep up with class discussions, and prepare for lectures, classroom activities, assignments, or exams. Becker found an interesting relationship between textbook costs and student success, concluding that higher textbook prices are associated with lower academic performance. Since textbooks are essential learning tools, lowering their prices allows students to increase their chances of success. Costly textbooks have even harsher consequences than delaying purchases or negatively affecting students' academic performance. Research has shown that textbook prices can shape enrollment decisions, making some students take fewer classes or avoid certain courses since they cannot afford the materials. Students have a hard time dealing with these financial obstacles, struggling to remain on track toward their degrees. Delaying graduation adds extra tuition costs and postpones students' entry into the workforce, which also delays career advancements and future earnings. Society also loses the economic and social benefits that come from having more educated workers contributing their knowledge and skills. Just as important as academic performance, equal opportunities for students from different financial backgrounds should be a top priority. Some students can easily afford all the required materials, whereas others must decide whether to buy textbooks or pay for other essential needs like food, transportation, or housing. Therefore, financial background should not determine access to learning. A survey conducted at Gettysburg College revealed that first-generation students and Pell Grant recipients were more likely to experience financial and academic challenges due to high textbook costs. Instead of serving as a pathway for social mobility, higher education risks reinforcing existing socioeconomic inequalities as learning depends on a student's finances rather than their motivation or ability. Fortunately, lowering textbook costs does not mean sacrificing the quality of education. Colleges and instructors have a role to play by adopting affordable alternatives. For example, use textbooks, digital materials, rental programs, and open educational resources, OERs for short. As stated by Bell and Badolato, professors are responsible, to a certain degree, for textbook costs since they decide which course materials students are required to purchase. These efforts in reducing costs have already shown promising results at both the institutional and state levels. Several states have introduced initiatives aimed at encouraging price transparency, textbook rental programs, and earlier textbook selections so students have more chances to compare prices and get the most affordable resources. However, these initiatives cannot fully solve the problem because textbook selection ultimately remains in the hands of instructors. Even so, research consistently proves that affordable options can still meet both educational objectives and financial relief, granting greater access. These findings closely reflect my own experience with the financial pressure of college textbooks. Unfortunately, I do not qualify for financial aid through FAFSA, so I pay for my college tuition out of pocket. During this summer term alone, I spent more than $300 on mandatory textbooks, adding a substantial expense on top of my already high tuition and fees. In contrast, this class of business communication uses free resources, helping me save money while still letting me fully participate in all class activities. Some educators argue that professors should choose textbooks based solely on educational quality, even if the materials are expensive. Supporters of this viewpoint believe instructors should have full academic freedom to pick the resources they consider most effective for students without factoring in cost. Undoubtedly, educational quality is of utmost importance, but professors can still maintain high academic standards while using affordable textbooks when appropriate. College textbooks becoming more expensive over the years constitutes a major challenge that affects students across the country. Highly priced textbooks can negatively affect academic performance, delay graduations, and generate unequal opportunities for students from different financial backgrounds. If colleges, instructors, and policymakers continue implementing lower-cost textbook options whenever possible, the benefits will outweigh any trade-offs, making higher education more accessible, allowing students to focus on learning and achieving their academic goals rather than worrying about meeting their financial obligations. To conclude, here are the bibliographical references that support this research. Thank you all for your attention and have a good day.